Hello. So yesterday I had assigned some new assignments on Google Classroom for starting volcanoes. So if you look down here, I've got the link to where you're going to go to start reading. The first assignment is volcanoes, the basics. Read the information about each type of fault. Answer the questions below the heading after reading the passage. So that should be very easy to find. Just click Volcanoes the Basics if you're completely lost. There was a link right here to get to it. But that's where that's at. So you're going to read the information. You're going to choose if you're in Jones or Pike's class and answer it. We did talk before we left about the types of faults. Normal fault, we said remember that if someone is hanging, they would normally be hanging down. So that's why it's a normal fault. A reverse fault, if they're hanging up, that would be definitely reverse of what's normal. Strike slip are the ones that move sideways, and they're not moving up or down, they're moving sideways. So one's moving maybe to the left, one's moving maybe to the right. It goes through and talks about each of these. Very simple little assignment to help us remember which one is which. Just make sure you're choosing, are you in Jones's class or in Pike's class? So the next we go to Mt Pinatubo and the Ring of Fire. So if you have a printer, I know everyone does not. I wish I had had time today to get up everything that we could possibly need to be printed. But if you don't, you could follow along with what it shows to do. Basically, it was a fill-in notes, and then you answered multiple choice questions as you go along. So we will go ahead and look at some of this. Yours is bigger when you present. Mine is in small screen so I can maneuver. But you go through, you read. The whole thing is basically a story about what happened to Mt Pinatubo. It was on the island of Luzon in the Philippines. So basically, it's like a story that I took and I made into a PowerPoint so that you can see pictures and you can get some interaction about that story as we went along. So you can see what Mt Pinatubo looked like before. You've got some stuff to read, answer the question, and that's where these are. These multiple choice questions are right there. And then it gives you some more. What's another sign they used to determine was what evidence was of the explosion was noticed. These are some really good questions to guide your reading to help you understand what's going on. Then we have some more information. Some of the pictures are not exactly where they're supposed to be. I apologize. There's nothing I can do without this, without printing it myself. I try to fix some of it, but it's just crazy. But I'll try to do that later. I really don't know where these are supposed to be, to tell you the truth, without getting to my notebook. And unfortunately, I left that at work today. It's just anyway. I know you're not on here to watch me play around with this thing and make it work. So you go through, you read some more. It's got some pictures of what it would look like. This is actually a different volcano that's not Mt Pinatubo, but you can see the outline of one of the explosions about to happen and all the lava running down through here. It's pretty cool. Then this is a picture of what somebody took of Mt Pinatubo as it was exploding. This right here you click to go out to PPS, and it's going to have a video that you watch. It's actual footage of what it was like to have lived through Mt Pinatubo. Read this little part right here. Then there's questions from the video. So once again, just like we do with our frame pop, you've got the CC if you need it, but you can use closed captioning, I believe. You can see if it will, but either way, it's very simple to find those answers. They were not terrible to find. I remember doing this last year. It was very simple. Then it talks about what happened when it erupted, gives you some facts. Once again, you're answering a couple of questions. This is a different video. It's from the same basic idea, but it's just the second half of that video of what it was like after the eruption. Then this is a part of the video too that tells you what was going on. If you're having any trouble with the videos seeing them, send me an email. Sometimes I have to go in and approve them. I think I did yesterday get all of them, but if you see something that's still not letting it go, it's just usually a simple, hey, Miss Pike, slide 13. We can't see that video. If you'll just be very specific about what the problem is, I can usually fix it pretty fast. Then we got more questions from what you watched. These are actually video questions. It tells you in the directions. It's video questions. Alright, so then we can see after it's over, a photo of the volcano north of Manila, Luzon, Philippines. So you can see what it would look like after it. This is called a caldera. I think that's one of the questions that you had was about a caldera. It's basically the sinking in of what is left of a volcano, and a lot of times they form these lakes like this in this picture. So then it goes through talking about the ring of fire. You've got a little video here that shows you what is causing the ring of fire in the Pacific Ocean. You've got this picture that shows you where the ring of fire is. More information about it. This is Discovery Education. So to see this, you're gonna have to log in Discovery Education. Remember, it's the big D down here. I think it's blue on your screen that you click, and it'll take you to Discovery. And once you log in, this should open and let you see it. You may have to refresh. Remember, I'm not sure what that's going to do. More information about what is happening at the Ring of Fire. This is getting into really the standards of what you're supposed to be learning about what is causing these earthquakes and volcanoes. So it's really good to look at that. Why do the earthquakes happen so often at the Ring of Fire? It gives you more information, more questions to ask. Why do volcanoes form at the Ring of Fire? It's just pretty much read along and figure out what it's saying. Then it shows you information about Mt Pinatubo. It shows you how the plate is sinking, forming a subduction zone right here, and that this magma is rising out of the chamber due to the sinking that's pushing up the magma. And that is what's causing this volcano. Eventually it builds up enough pressure until it explodes. And then you can see the plates that were involved and how they were moving in creation of this explosion. This teaches you that sometimes you get mountain ranges instead of volcanoes, and when that happens, how that happens to form mountains. This was actually in our easy to draw plate tectonics, where we had two continental plates come together forming a mountain range too. Some pictures of some of the mountain ranges that's formed. Of course, I'm going to pick one with horses if we've got one. This is the Andes, and it shows you what they look like because how they formed. It goes through and shows you the ocean crust is coming down, continental crust is being met, and that is forcing the Andes to be created. It shows you information about the Mariana Trench, and that it is the deepest trench as far as we know. And then, of course, I finished it with some Johnny Cash Ring of Fire for you just to enjoy that. If you go back to classroom, we see that at the bottom we've got Pike's class, Jones's class, pick which one you're in. This is to show me that you actually did the assignment, so take it out. I've got some help of where you can find it. Evidently, I had some kids yesterday that didn't really want to read through the assignment, and they were saying they couldn't find things. That's not true. It's in there. Everything is in there. If you're going to have to read through the slideshow, because otherwise this isn't going to make any sense. But this needs to be turned in after you read through it. And I understand that this is probably a whole day right here by itself, but you know, if you notice on Classroom, I'm giving you 2 days. So you could have worked on this yesterday and today to do everything. So after we do the volcanoes, we're going to go to the drop down menu and we've done the Mt Pinatubo, number 3. We'll watch it brain pop. We know how to do that. It's very simple. Watch it brain pop is right here. We have our Pikes class, Jones class. Remember, you're going to have to log into Brain Pop. You can either watch it on the Brain Pop site, or you can watch it through here once you've logged into Brain Pop. If you try to log in right here, it's not going to remember what your password is. So if you come out and click and go to Brain Pop, and then log in, it's going to remember what your password is. But you can watch it here, or you can watch it on the screen. It does not matter as long as you use volcanoes. All right. The next assignment, sorry, Mackenzie. Lucky, here it is Ruffman's Fire Guide Travel. Quit looking at it. So you go through, and it's this little thing about the Ring of Fire, and it's a little babyish, but I think he does a really good job of explaining what's going on, or I wouldn't have left it on here. So I hope that helps you understand. And then the last thing is I have a video from PBS where she's explaining with a friend how the volcanic island of Hawaii ever formed, because it's different. It's not in the usual Ring of Fire, and it formed very differently. So I always have lots of questions on how did Hawaii form. I hope this helps you to understand what you're supposed to be doing today. If you need something, let me know. Be glad to help you. And talk to you later. Bye.